So, continuing with our previous discussion that we are learning privity to contract. For that, as per privity contract, usually stranger to a contract cannot sue and all that, but there are exceptions. We are learning. We have learned 5 exceptions already. The sixth exception is in case of covenant running with the land. For covenant, we have seen the example of there's an agreement that notice of taxes will be taken care of by B, then the successor of that can enforce that. But covenant necessarily always be notice of taxes and all that. Covenant is any sort of agreement between two parties. Okay, maybe A sold to land B, and there might be an agreement between two parties that always B will give that land as a lease only to A's family members. That might be an agreement. So any agreement running with this land can be enforced by the successors. When suppose there's an agreement that B will lease this land to A's family, if in case is not giving on lease to a particular this A's family, then successors can sue B. Okay, covenant can be any sort of agreement. Now, contracts entered into through an agent. The principal can enforce the contracts entered by his agent where the agent has acted within the scope of his authority and in the name of the principal. Okay. Yeah, maybe you can take LM and as example, M is an agent of L. So, but M has entered into a contract with N as an agent. He very well said that I am an agent of L. In that case, L, though being a stranger to a contract, he can enforce because he is the principal of that particular agent. Okay, so these are the 7 exceptions for our privity to the contract. First, we have seen trustee in case of family settlement and in case of contract of marriages, and the fourth one is in case of assignment of a contract. Sometimes assignment is an act where the responsibilities are passed down or assigned to others. In that case, that particular assignee can enforce the contract because responsibility is already passed on to him. And then acknowledgement or estoppel, we've seen the moment law uses this word estoppel, that means the law is giving a principle that party, when earlier he has agreed to do something, he cannot oppose that earlier given statement. When he said, I am an agent holding money that is to be given to you, he should be bound by that. He should not use the opposite sentence saying that I am no more an agent and all that. Covenant, we've seen it can be of any sort of agreement, be it I'll pay the taxes or I'll give land as a lease to your family members and all that. Contracts through an agent, principal can enforce. So these are the exceptions. Fine. Now we'll see validity of an agreement without consideration. We've already said consideration is something in written. There should be, though it need not be equal or adequate thing, always the party is bound. So that is what we are seeing. Now we'll see the cases where agreement without consideration but valid. The general rule is that agreement without consideration is void as per section 25. General rule is this. But for every valid contract, consideration is important. A contract may only enforceable when consideration is there. However, the Indian Contract Act gives certain exceptions. Just like for privity of contract, we've seen exceptions, right? Similarly, there may be exceptions like this as well. We'll see what are those exceptions. The very first exception is natural love and affection can be considerations. Why did this come up? In some cases, parents may inherit their property to their sons. Then in that case of contract, then people may question what is the consideration there. Consideration is nothing but out of natural love and affection, parents may give something to their sons or daughters. So that's, in that case, this can be considered as a consideration. Condition to be fulfilled under this section 25 subsection 1 subclause I. It must be made out of natural love and affection between the parties. Parties must stand in near relation. Okay. There should be some relation. Parents giving to daughters and sons is quite common. But somebody else is giving, sometimes it might raise a question. So there should be a near relationship. It must be in writing. It must be also be registered under the law. Usually you see parents registering will. I mean, without registering, again, someone can sue and all that problem comes. Then it should be registered in writing. First condition is for natural love and affection to be a consideration, it must be made out of natural love and affection, must stand in relationship, near relationship, it must be in writing and must be registered. A written and registered agreement based on natural love and affection between the parties standing in near relation, example husband and wife, to each other is enforceable even without consideration. Okay. But if you remember, initially we said social agreements like husband promising to pay maintenance every month. Remember, there is a difference. There it is a social agreement where husband paying for maintenance to wife, it is a social obligation or a social, it is expected when there is a family system, it's expected that husband or maybe in some case wife may take care of maintenance and all that, it is expected. So this is something socially bound, they are socially bound. Maintenance sort of things, it is a social agreement in that case. These are not enforceable. However, if you see the example here is husband by a registered agreement promised to pay his earnings to his wife. Earnings. He is not saying that I'll give something for maintenance and all that. There's a promise that I'll give my earnings to you and all that. In that case, that consideration. But wife is not giving anything in return for the earnings, right? Because it's out of natural love and affection, this particular agreement is made. It can be considered as a valid consideration. Please understand the difference. Husband promising to pay maintenance and he did not pay, wife cannot sue in court of law because it's social obligation of the husband. Uh, it need not always necessarily be that husband paying maintenance, wife may also pay. Okay? These are social obligations. But promising to pay earnings is not a social obligation. Nowhere maintenance is coming in here. That's the difference. Okay. These sort of agreements may be made. And compensation for